Greetings everyone, and welcome to another video from section 4.2. We're going to wrap up contingency tables by doing the following example. In a class of 45 students, 26 have jobs and 17 have cars. Of those who don't have a car, 10 have jobs. Part A. Fill out a contingency table for this situation. Okay, so we're going to create a little table here. Can't draw straight lines today. And then you can choose where the jobs go and where the cars go, but I'm going to declare that across the top we've got jobs and no jobs. Then down on the left we'll have a car or don't have a car. And if you like, you could also call this J and not J, so jobs and no jobs, and car C and no car not C. And now we're going to fill this in. So the first thing is the 45 students is the total number of students in the entire table. So that doesn't go in either of our 4 slots, but rather we could write it as the outside. That total is 45. Now we've got 26 that have jobs. That's this highlighted number here. 26 have jobs. And I'd like you to notice that the number of jobs is for both students who have cars and for students who don't have cars. And so that number 26 doesn't actually belong inside the table. It belongs on the bottom, 26. That's the number of students with jobs, and it's made up of both the students with car and job and the students with no car and job. Similarly, we've got that 17 students have cars. This number right here, that's 17, and that would be the sum of the students with cars and jobs and the students with car and no jobs. So that number goes outside. And then lastly, we're told of those who do not have a car, so that's this group. Those who do not have a car, 10 have jobs. So this final number here, 10, is going to go in this entry under jobs and no car. So those 3 numbers that we've got from actually 4 numbers that we've got allow us to fill in the rest of this table. We know that there's 26 students. I'm just going to actually take a second and erase all the shading inside my table so I can do a bit more pointing. We know that there are 26 students in total who have jobs, and we've got 10 who do not have a car, and so we must have 16 who have jobs and a car for the total to give 26. This then allows us to know the top entries, because if we've got 16 with car and job, and we've got 17 with car, then the number of students with car and no job has got to be 1. And then the question becomes, what is the remaining blank in the table? And a couple of different ways to go. You could take the 45 students and subtract the 16, the 10, and the 1 in order to get 18. Alternatively, you could say that if there are 17 students that have, so let's just circle here, if we've got 17 students that actually have cars, and we've got 45 students in total, then the number of students who don't have cars has got to be 28. And that means that 10 plus 18 gives 28. In the same way that if we have 26 students with jobs, then the total of 45 students, then there's got to be 19 students that don't have jobs, and then 1 plus 18 gives 19. So now that we've filled out our table in its entirety, then we can do a couple more questions. Part B, find the probability that a student has a car or job. So the probability of car or job is equal to the number who have a car or a job divided by the total. And here I'm just going to do a little bit of erasing of secondary markup so it's easier to see what's going on here. So the number who have a car or a job, that's going to be the top left group, the bottom left group, and the bottom right group. And so we're going to have 16 plus 10 plus 1 divided by 45. And that gives us 27/45. If you work it out, that's 3/5. Or if you prefer, you could write it as a percentage, 60%. Or you could just leave it as decimal, 0.6, that would be fine. And then part C, find the probability. That a student has a car, but not a job. That's going to be the probability of car. The but is the same as and, so it's going to be car and not job. So it's going to be the number of car and not jobs divided by the total. Let's just go, I'm going to scroll up so we can look at our table here. Car and no job is going to be this number in the top right. And so we're going to have 1/45, which is a reduced fraction, or if you prefer, you can express it as a percentage. It's 2.2%. And there we have it.